Cicada. I lived in grim underground tunnels. I've counted 17 seasons by sensing when tree roots have begun pushing sap into the trunk for leaves to grow. 4 times roots that had been feeding me dried up, forcing me to move myself to a fresh root. I have molted thrice, but most importantly, I've been thinking and learning, planning my mission to emerge into the glorious world above. Will it accept me? Have I accumulated skills and knowledge that it might find fascinating? There are so many others like me, feeding on neighboring roots. What if they have something better to bring to the world above, and it rejects me? The ground is warming up. Now is the time. Under the cover of night, I grab my way out of my dirt cell, up to the surface. I hurry along with a great multitude of my kind to climb the nearby tree. I attach myself to a leaf. Then, to my amazement, I undergo a transformation from a clumsy nymph to a beautiful creature. Gone is my ugly brown exoskeleton. I am as white as a bride. By dawn, my body has turned a shiny black. Hesitantly, I try my sparkling translucent wings. To my surprise, I soar effortlessly. I am coming, world. Are you ready to welcome me? After the sun has set, I fly out of my dark home, hungry and eager to begin my nightly adventures. I call out in the dark and listen to the sound of my voice, reverberating back to me. I am awake when you are asleep. While you are afraid of darkness, I embrace it. I hunt incessantly, gorging on mosquitoes and other pesky insects. So when you arise in the morning and come out into the world, you find it nicer than it was in the evening. But please step quietly around the dark attic, where I sleep away the day. Mosquitoes are breeding and growing fast, and I need rest to be able to go hunting again at night, making the world a better place for you by morning. Walking stick. Had admittedly, I look weird as I hide in plain sight, appearing to be a twig among the branches around me. When the wind blows and shakes them, I sway in sync with their movement, keeping up with the rhythm. When the wind stops, I stop also and hang like a stick. Tree branches ignore me or even look down on me. They think that they and only they are true children of the tree. This might be so. Yet while they fight among themselves for the attention of the capricious sun, while they coronate each other with the title of prettiest limb of the week, or month, or year, I quietly, invisibly munch on old leaves at night, enabling the whole tree, my adopted home, to bring forth a new crop of foliage, and thus to blossom for yet another year. I like to run, and I am light on my feet. But there is a downside to running fast. I reach my destination so quickly, and even if it is the nicest destination in the world, I'd be bored staying there for long. Luckily, I have discovered a clever way of always reaching different destinations. First, I run west, then I head north. Next, I go east, then I turn south. After which, I repeat the pattern, but in random order. Since my lifestyle is flexible and my diet wildly varied, I typically end up in places where you would not expect to find me, leaving you to wonder where I am. Even I seldom know where I will be next. My life's journey is the sum of different directions. Grizzly bear. My heavy steps produce crunchy sounds as I crush branches and old bones with my massive flat feet. I've walked through the wild forest for many days, feeding on everything edible I can find. The season of sweet berries and honey is long over, but I found plenty of mushrooms hidden in the moss, and I caught some fish as I was crossing a river. The air is getting colder by the minute. Steam forms around my muzzle with every breath I exhale. When I stumble on a large uprooted tree, I realize that I have found my winter home. I dig in to make the cavern it has formed deeper and wider, then rake up fallen leaves and branches to line it, and climb inside, covering myself with leaves and dirt. After tossing and turning for a while, I begin to feel comfy and warm. Then I lie still and allow my tense, tired body to relax. Through small openings above my head, I see white flores against the darkening sky. At first just a few, they become more and more dense, until they form a solid blizzard of white. My layer of leaves and dirt is soon covered by a warm blanket of fluffy snow. I shut my eyes and contemplate what lies ahead. My hump will lose its strength completely, because I feel a new life forming in my belly. It will be the cutest cub ever born, I'm sure of it. But why must a new being enter the world through the struggle and suffering of a parent? And why does it come forth when the environment is so harsh? I neither question my destiny nor mind my difficulties. It is so sweet to think that I am primed to bring forth something that did not exist before. My breaths become infrequent, my blood flows slower, as I drift into a long winter's slumber. Rattlesnake. Another spring comes. In the evening, I slither from my shadowy cavern. Hungrily, I flick out my tongue and sense a chipmunk skulking across my path. I strike it with a whiplash motion, shooting poison into its flesh. I swallow it whole, the head first. To hasten my digestion, I coil on the top of a rock that still holds some warmth of the day. Lying still, I look around indifferently. I've learned all I can about my life and my world. I know how to hunt, how to make babies, how to protect myself from bad weather, how to use my rattle to scare away mean creatures that could hurt me. Life does not present surprises for me anymore. I need nothing. I am fully content, and my internal growth has ceased. But suddenly, my skin begins to itch. The sensation becomes unbearable. I twist and turn in agony, then throw myself off the stone into the dark forest. As I am scratching and tearing myself against the rough path, rushing crazily forward, I begin to feel other sensations. The world is beginning to change right in front of my eyes. Colors are brighter, sounds are clearer and louder. I feel the unknown surrounding me, peering at me from the dark, making me realize that I must find different solutions to problems I have solved before. I must learn the world anew. My entire body aches, but there is no more itching. I have just shed my skin. cold autumn rain drizzles on the already wet, slippery ground. For weeks, I have been following a large herd of deer. They smell me, maybe even steal occasional glimpses of my gray coat. But they're not afraid of my hovering presence. The more vulnerable does rely on the stags, who feel quite confident of the protection offered by their heavy hooves and sharp antlers. Even though I must constantly suppress pangs of hunger, I remain patient in my quest. While the deer fattened in the summer pastures and grassy valleys, rearing their fawns, I methodically walked the mountains, mapping out in my head every single detail of the terrain. I learned that there is a dangerous accumulation of snow hanging over a steep climb, the only path to the summit. The deer should get there just as the winter sleet sets in. As they tread the narrow path, I will utter a soul-chilling howl. Startled, they will run in fear. Their loud bustling and stomping will trigger a deadly avalanche. Many of them won't survive the sharp slide into the abyss. In the meantime, I will be sitting at the bottom, observing the turmoil and calmly waiting for the long-awaited food to drop at my feet. Hedgehog. Before hedgehog, showed up, everything was quiet and orderly in the forest. In accordance with the established rules, crow could eat 12 bugs a day, and sparrow was entitled to just 7. I marked my arrival by tearing apart the bank of a creek. Dozens of bugs and insects came out, confusing sparrow and crow, who were afraid to eat more than their daily ration. Then a huge bug crawled up the wolf's nose and bit him. Wolf was outraged that sparrow and crow had failed to conduct properly their bug-controlling business. But the birds insisted that it was because of the flood of insects from the bank. Meanwhile, I chewed up the root of a small tree that was leaning across the creek. The tree fell with a loud splash, disturbing Beaver's house. So Beaver lodged a complaint with Wolf. Wolf blew his top and called an assembly of all citizens of the forest, who promptly gathered on the top of a hill to discuss my outrageous deeds. Little did they know that their action allowed me to achieve my goal, to get to the supply of delicious chicken eggs hidden in Wolf's lair, which Fox had stolen the night before from the village barn, and Wolf had repossessed subsequently. I thoroughly enjoyed my meal, then dug into the rotten log, where no one in his right mind would think to look for me. As I curled up falling asleep, I thought that the day was a resounding success. Toad. Born on the bottom of a pond, I spent my carefree childhood as an ordinary tadpole, frolicking in the sunny shallows and playing tag with my numerous siblings. One evening, as I was trying to catch a snooze, I was awakened by strange noises coming from the shore's thickets. I poked my head above the water and crawled atop a floating leaf. At first, not used to the surface air, I almost choked. To my surprise, I found that I could breathe, though my brothers and sisters below were outraged by my careless behavior. Moths rustling above me with their fluffy wings ridiculed my appearance. "Hey, monster from below, what an ugly head you have!" A few mosquitoes surrounded me, buzzing in their thin voices. "Go back down to your fishy pals, you water booger!" But I liked the sensation of the balmy breeze on my warty skin and thought, why should I listen to these arrogant insects who have never seen how the water lilies glow when looked at from below? One of the mosquitoes, still laughing, drew a little close to me. All of a sudden, my long tongue darted out like an arrow. It stuck onto the silly insect and flicked it into my mouth and hence to my stomach. Aha, I thought to myself, that's what my tongue is for. Moonlight poured silver milk over the surface of the pond. I heard loud croaking voices from very near. They sounded familiar and dear to my heart. From my floating leaf, I jumped onto dry land. Whatever this is, friends, I am staying here. Unseen, I stand on high ground and study the scene below. No one knows where my lair is, or on what grounds I tread. Some even say that my kind is long extinct. But the opinions of others matter not to me. The creatures below display colorful tails, utter wild noises, and hurry about their business. Unlike them, I stay still, in preparation for a single moment. My mind is racing, calculating. I know no fear, no doubt. All below will run in panic, when I reveal myself in all my glory. Hush, their busy world is sleeping into repose. Silently I jump, then I pounce. Scorpion. I am thirsty, but there is no water for miles. The only fluid to drink here is the blood of your kill. I shake my pincers in disgust. Surely I am better than that. Surely I would not take the life of another so that I might live. Who am I but a tiny speck of living tissue? But no, I contradict myself. Don't I possess some unique views? Don't I have qualities that distinguish me? Moreover, what right do I have to think that I am insignificant? After all, I make everyone shiver from cold sweat when they see me. No, my duty is to live my life to the fullest. Let others determine, even after I die, whether I had the right to keep myself alive. Holding my stinger in fighting position, I start digging into the nest of a spider. Who will prevail in the upcoming encounter? I don't know, but I am sure that one of us will quench his thirst by morning. Firefly. Tree frogs lift their voices in the pressing darkness of a summer night. The air is saturated with fragrant scents. Tiny flickering lights spark everywhere as the fireflies scatter their drops of neon green phosphorescence among the blades of tall grass, then shoot into the air like miniature stars, or shimmer among leafy branches and above the treetops. I sit on the tip of a grass stalk and observe my peers' dance of love. Their flashes might seem random to you, but I understand the meaning of each and every blink. Born to speak the language of light, I am a lightning bug. I am a firefly. It is my prom tonight, my party time. I've waited long for this glamorous and exciting night, when I meet my groom and begin to live out my destiny. Myriad attractive males are flickering their songs of passion. Their chorus is so loud, but I single out a special light as it moves closer and closer. I fix my eyes on the one whose light is of an especially tender hue, and I fall in love at first sight. I signal him with a flash of my belly, and I see that my feelings are shared. Oh, how sweet it is to love and to be loved. Oh, how fortunate I am to be able to drink the cup of life to the bottom. How? Dawn is upon me. I make my last round above the tree line. Below, all kinds of birds are still asleep. I think of them. How strange it is. We partake of the same sky, the same trees, yet there is an unbridgeable gulf between us. They thrive in light. I thrive in darkness. And we meet only for a brief moment at dawn and twilight. I see the sturdy oak branch and glide down to my perch. When my shadow crosses their bodies, the birds wake up and shrink in fear. No need to be afraid, silly fellows. I chuckle at their discomfort. I've already had my nightly fill. When I don't move, the birds come down and start chirping all around me. Their tiny wings beat the morning air. Well, we have met once again, and now part as always. The sun is about to rise, and I can't bear its blinding radiance. My eyelids tightly cover my sensitive eyes, and I fall into a deep and dreamless sleep. Sea turtle. I stand at the water's edge. Years, I've lost count of them, lie heavy on me. This was my last run to the shore. I cast a final glimpse at my nest. All the eggs lie safely hidden under the tightly packed sand. Goodbye, my darlings. You have a long life before you. My boys, after you hatch, the world will receive you, and you'll never come back. But my girls, before you leave, take careful note of all the landmarks. When the time comes for you to lay eggs, just like my grandmothers, my mother before me, and myself, you will search for this very beach year after year. Now it's time for me to find a place on the ocean floor where I will retire. Currents will build a sandhill over my head. I am content. I enter the surf and swim out. As I solemnly submerge myself into the ocean's depths, I look up and see how the moonlight, reflecting on the waters, makes them glow as blue heavens sprinkled with emeralds. I reflect on my long and mostly happy life. I search deep into my soul and think, I know I'm weary, but is this really the end? Don't I have the strength to return to my beloved beach and lay eggs once more? Like beautiful melodies, you, my dear offspring, will add much to the wondrous symphony of life. Then strength starts to build within me. I am not ready to give up. Slowly at first, then faster and faster, I rise to the surface. The waves hit me hard, but my flippers cut through the water. My next stop is a small rocky island. I pick up speed. I must cover 100 miles before sunrise.